Now I am going to teach diffraction at a single slit. So for this we consider a single slit AB. It has a width A. We are taking one source of light is emitting the light passing through the convex lens. Here it is produced a parallel beam of light. This parallel beam of light is allowed to incident on the single slit. So when the light is incident on the single slit, here there is also produced the diffraction. Here that diffracted beam is incident on the screen. The screen is placed at a distance d from the slit. It is placed at a distance d from the slit. So here we take the slit. It has a center point. That center point is not a letter C. Totally the width of the slit is A. So if you are considering the center point means from the center up to the point A, it has a distance is A divided by 2. From the center to this point, it has a distance is A divided by 2. Okay, the total width of the slit is also divided into 2. Right? And then here the parallel beam of light is incident on the slit at a point C. A straight line through the C perpendicular to the plane of the slit. Perpendicular to the plane of the slit is meet at the center of the screen. Okay, so in a parallel beam of light, a light incident at a point C is perpendicular to the plane of the slit, is passing in a straight line, and it is reach the center of the screen O. So to find the intensity at a point P on the screen, here at a point P there is produced a intensity by the diffracted beam. This diffracted beam is diffracted at the different point of the slit. It is diffracted at the different point of the slit. Here the diffracted ray is diffracted at a different point of the slit, is also treated as a parallel ray. Is also treated as a parallel ray. Okay, so this incident light is one of the parallel beam. That parallel beam is incident on the slit. It is also produce a diffracted beam. Here the diffracted beam at the different point of the slit is diffracted. Here the diffracted beam at the different point of the slit is also treated as a parallel beam. Okay, then it is also allowed to pass through the another lens L2. So it is focused at a point P. At a point P, we are going to calculate the intensity of the diffracted beam. Okay, students. So here all the waves are start parallel to each other from different point of the slit and interfere at the point P and the other point to give the resultant intensity. Okay. Okay, so at a point P, it is give the resultant intensity. The point P is one of the geometrically shadowed region up to which the central maxima is spread out due to the diffraction. At a point O, there is a central maxima. So at a point P is a geometrically shadowed region up to which the central maxima is spread out due to the diffraction. Okay, students. So we need to give the condition for the minima. We need to give the condition for the minima because we are consider the point P is placed at a distance y from the center. At a center, it is produced a central maxima. Then it is geometrically shadowed at a point B. It is give the minimum intensity. Okay, so we need to give the condition for the point P to be a various minima. Okay, friends. So the basic idea to divide this width of the slit into even number of parts to give the destructive interference. For minima, we need to give the width of the slit is divided into even parts. For the destructive interference, give maxima. Okay, this is a destructive interference. For the destructive interference, give the maximum intensity. We need to divide the width of the slit into odd number, that is odd part. Okay, so this is a idea. Okay, the basic idea to divide the slit into much smaller even number, of parts. Okay, then add the contributions at a point P with the proper path difference to show the destructive interference with the minima. Okay, to explain the maximum destructive interference, okay, so we need to divide it into odd parts. Okay students, this is a condition, it is an idea for this. Okay, so we are going to apply the condition for point P to be first minima. To be a first minima. Minima means we know that is the intensity is minimum. Okay, minimum. Okay, condition for P to first minimum. Okay, so for first minimum already I told to you. Here this width of the slit is divided into small even parts. So here the AB is divided into two parts, that is AC and CB. The width of the AC is A divided by 2. The width of the CB is equal to A divided by 2. And then for calculate the intensity at a point P, we need to calculate the path difference of the diffracted ray. To calculate the path difference of the diffracted ray from the point A, we draw the normal line. This normal line, it is meet with the ray BB at the point is N. We are taking this is a point N. Okay, so from the AN, the diffracted ray, it is travel the equal distance. Okay, and then here there is having the path difference, means this is a path difference. Okay, the second ray, it is travel from this point to this point extra. The third ray, it is travel from this point to this point extra. That is not a greater Bn. Okay students, so we need to calculate the path difference, means first we are going to calculate this, the condition for the P to be a first minima. Okay, so we are taking the path difference. Sorry. The path difference is not a letter delta. So what is a path difference? This is a path difference. So for calculate the path difference, we are taking this triangle. In this we are making the diffracted angle. Okay, so this ray is diffracted at angle theta. So all the rays, it is making the angle is theta. The diffracted angle is theta. Like this, if you draw the normal line, means the angle of A is also theta. The angle of A is also theta. Okay students, so for calculate the path difference, we are considering this triangle. In this we are going to calculate the values of sin theta. Sin theta means this is a theta. So sin theta is equal to opposite side divided by hypotenuse. So this is the opposite side. So this is the opposite, means this is only path difference. Already we know the path difference is not a better delta divided by hypotenuse. So this is a 90 degree. So here this is a hypotenuse. The hypotenuse means that is AC. AC is having the values A divided by 2. So from this we can write what is the path difference. The path difference theta equal to A divided by 2 sin theta. Delta is equal to A divided by 2 sin theta. And then generally we know that the condition for the point P for the minimum, okay, for destructive fringes, for destructive interference, the path difference delta is equal to lambda divided by 2. Already I explained it to you. the path difference and phase difference. Okay, so in that we discussed about the constructive interference and destructive interference. For the destructive interference, it has a values delta is equal to lambda divided by 2, 3 lambda divided by 2 and so on. For the constructive interferences, it has a values is 0, okay, lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda and so on. Okay, so like this here we have considered delta is equal to lambda divided by 2. It is substituted in this equation means we can write the a divided by 2 sin theta is equal to lambda divided by 2. From this 2 cancelled, we can write a sin theta is equal to lambda. So this is a condition for P to be first minimum. Okay students, so next we are taking the condition for B to be second minimum, to be a second minimum condition for P. Okay, for the second minimum here already minimum is a even parts, so the street AB is divided into 4. For first minimum it is divided into 2, for second minimum it is divided into 4. Okay, it is divided into 4 means we can write the path difference is delta is equal to, the path difference delta is equal to, when it is splitted into 2 we can write that is sin theta is equal to delta divided by a divided by 2, because the a is splitted into 2 for the first minima. For the second minima the width is splitted into 4, the width is splitted into 4. 4 means here the each part it has the values is a divided by 4, a divided by 4. So we can write the delta is equal to a divided by 4 sin theta. Okay, for the first minima it has the values delta is equal to a divided by 2 sin theta, because here it has a slit, the a is divided into 2 parts. For the second minima it need to be split into 4 parts. 4 parts means each one it has the values is a divided by 4. So you can calculate the values of delta means delta is equal to a divided by 4 sin theta. So and then the condition for the destructive interference path difference. Okay, the destructive interference path difference, that is lambda divided by 2. So we can substitute that values, the condition for P to be second minimum is a divided by 4 sin theta is equal to general condition, that is lambda divided by 2. Okay students, so from this next step it can be written as a sin theta is equal to, okay, it will be written as 4 lambda divided by 2, so that is equal to 2 lambda. Okay, so a sin theta, here this 4 it will be in multiple part, that is lambda divided by 2 into 4, so it is neglected, that value is 2 lambda, a sin theta is equal to 2 lambda. So next condition for third minima, condition for P to be third minima. For third minimum here this width of the slit is splitted into 6 parts. Okay, already I told you for destructive interference the minima is even part. For first order 2, second order 4, third order 6. Okay, so here we can take the path difference, delta is equal to a divided by 6 sin theta. From the general condition we can write the condition for P to be third minima, that is a divided by 6 sin theta is equal to general condition lambda divided by 2. Okay students, so it will become as a divided by 3 sin theta is equal to lambda, so a sin theta is equal to 3 lambda. Okay, so for the first order, for the first minimum a sin theta is equal to lambda. For the second, a sin theta is equal to 2 lambda. For the third minima, it has a value a sin theta is equal to 3 lambda. Okay students, so same as we are going to calculate the condition for the P to be nth order minimum. To be nth order minimum. Okay, so for calculate this we can write what is the values of delta. Delta is equal to a divided by n sin theta. A divided by n sin theta. Okay, so from this we can write a sin theta is equal to n delta. A sin theta is equal to n delta. Sorry students, for the minima it need to be splitted into odd number. So we are taking this delta is equal to a divided by 2n sin theta because it is multiply of 2. Okay, so here the delta is equal to a 2n sin theta. This is 2, this is 4, this is 6. So for first order 1 means there is a divided by 2. For second order a divided by 4 sin theta. For third order a divided by 2 into third order 3 means that is equal to a divided by 6 sin theta. So this value is delta is equal to a divided by 2n sin theta. So from this in next step we can write what is the values of the a sin theta. A sin theta is equal to 2n delta. Okay students, so already you know the general values of delta. So delta is equal to a divided by 2n sin theta. From the delta is equal to a divided by 2 sin theta, we are substituting the general condition means the condition for P to be nth order minima. To be nth order minima, that is a divided by 2n sin theta is equal to lambda divided by 2. Lambda divided by 2. So 2 cancelled, mean next step it will become as a sin theta is equal to n lambda. Okay, so for first order a sin theta is equal to 1 lambda. For second order a sin theta is equal to 2 lambda. For third minima a sin theta is equal to 3 lambda. Okay, so it is a general.